An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely. Peggy adds to this, saying Strange's 838 self was actually the Illuminati's creator, believing they can make the difficult decisions that no one else could. So Strange attempts to plead his case and questions why they believe he's a greater threat than the Scarlet Witch. This prompts the arrival of the Illuminati's final member, Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, portrayed by Patrick Stewart. He played a variant of the same character in Fox's X-Men universe from 2000 to 2017. Although this 838 variant appears closer to the version of the character seen in the X-Men animated series released from 1992 to 1997. He has a similar wheelchair design, and the series theme music plays as he enters. Xavier explains that during their war against Thanos, Strange began dreamwalking with the use of the Darkhold, believing their salvation might lie in the multiverse. Although he'd learned nothing that could lead them to victory, he continued dreamwalking and eventually confessed to causing an incursion that destroyed an entire universe. This led him to renounce the Darkhold's evil and find the Book of Ashanti, which the Illuminati used to defeat Thanos. As seen in the memory Xavier shows to Strange, they had Strange executed by Black Bolt, who reluctantly and apologetically killed him with a sonic blast he could release through any utterance from his mouth. Before they decide on what to do with this Strange, Wanda arrives and begins taking out their army of Ultron sentries. Throughout Strange's trip on Earth 838, Wanda and Wong had arrived at Mount Wundagore and entered a tomb inscribed with the original Darkhold. It also contained a throne for the prophesied Scarlet Witch, which monstrous demon guards, called the Knights of Wundagore, kneeled before. Wanda set foot on it, and Wong attempted to convince her to stop one more time. He questioned why she can't just travel to another universe without taking America's power for her own. But she believes it'll be better suited in her possession and that it'll help her never lose her sons again. She then tossed Wong off the mountain and began the dreamwalking process once again, entering her variant's body and heading over to the Illuminati headquarters. Here, she begins making her way towards America, who is still locked in her holding cell. Mr. Fantastic, Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, and Black Bolt leave to try and stop her, while Mortal and Professor X stay behind to watch Strange. It seems Xavier has already made his decision on Strange and tells him if he manages to escape, he must guide America to the Book of Ashanti. He reveals that 838 Strange had built a waypoint to within their headquarters. Mortal still doesn't believe they can trust him, but Xavier responds with a quote from his variant self in one of his final appearances as Professor X in Fox's X-Men universe back in 2014, "Just because someone stumbles and loses their way doesn't mean they're lost forever." Meanwhile, Wanda's path to America gets blocked by the remaining members of the Illuminati. Richards, at first, attempts to sympathize with Wanda, but when that doesn't work, he threatens her, claiming Black Bolt could kill her with one whisper from his mouth. Black Bolt's mouth then shockingly vanishes, prompting him to let out a streak of terror that releases a sonic blast into his own head and kills him. Richards then attacks her, but she catches him. As he attacks, he turns his body into spaghetti before popping his head like a balloon. The captains Marvel and Carter manage to put up a better fight, using their 2-on-1 advantage. Peggy even gets to say Captain America's usual catchphrase, but she ends up getting sliced in half by her own shield shortly after. Wanda puts an end to Rambo after draining her of power and crushing her with a giant statue. The identity of the character depicted in the statue is currently unknown. Throughout Wanda's massacre of the Illuminati, Mordo is still refusing to release Strange, believing they're returning to cast their votes. Strange fuels the hatred he knows Mortal has for him, goading him into a fight. During the fight, Strange manages to use Mortal's offense against him, uncuffs himself, and runs off in search of America. Wanda has finally made her way to Christine. Christine tries to help break her out of herself, but they only make progress when America punches the glass, shattering it in the shape of a star. Still, Wanda is too close to allow her escape. Luckily, she's once again stopped, this time by Xavier. He enters her mind and finds her alternate self trapped under rubble. He tries to help her out in hopes of breaking the spell. But before he can, red smoke appears behind him and Wanda jumps out of it and kills him. Xavier's distraction allowed America and Christine to escape. They meet back up with Strange, whom Christine brings to the doorway to the Gap Junction, where they find the Book of Ashanti. But just as Strange grabs hold of it, Wanda reappears and snatches America before blasting Strange and the book, destroying it. She then forces America to open a portal that she throws Strange and Christine into before creating another portal to send America back to Earth 616. It appears the universe Strange and Christine were transported to had an incursion. So they head to the sanctum in hopes of finding another Doctor Strange variant that could help them. When they arrive, Strange enters alone and is met by said variant of himself, who forces him to prove he's really another variant from the multiverse. So Strange calls the day of their sister's death when they were kids. They were playing on a frozen lake until she fell through the ice. Having gained his trust, Strange comes out of the shadows and is revealed to be guarding the Darkhold. So, 616 Strange asks to use it to communicate with his universe. But the Strange variant instead asks, "Are you happy, Stephen?" Recalling it as the same question Christine had asked him on the day of her wedding, to which he'd answered yes, but knew deep down he had lied. So he began searching through universes for a world where he could be with her. But all he found were more Stranges who failed in their pursuit of her, so he did for them what he considered a favor and killed them. With this revelation, he also reveals his third eye, claiming the Darkhold exacts a heavy toll. He then offers Strange a deal, claiming he'll give him the Darkhold if he gives him Christine. But Strange refuses, so the two engage in a very creative fight sequence. They use their abilities to battle with musical notes that correspond with the sound design of the brawl. Eventually, Strange manages to defeat Sinister Strange with the use of a single note from a nearby harp. This launches Sinister Strange out of the sanctum's window and sends him falling to his death. Strange then begins the dreamwalking process himself, but says he's gonna need Christine's help fighting off the souls of the damned while he's under. He'll not be entering a living variant of himself, but rather the corpse of his Defender Strange variant. The souls of the damned do eventually arrive and attack both the corpse and his physical body for trespassing. But Christine is able to protect his body and kill them with the brazier of Goliath. While Strange manages to gain control over those attacking the corpse, he takes out the Knights of Wundagore and saves the still-alive Wong. Wong clung onto the side of the mountain before sending the souls after Wanda. Wong tries to trap her with them, but she begins breaking free. So he tells Strange to take America's power, believing there's no other way. But Strange believes America can control it, as every time she's opened a portal, she sent them exactly where they needed to go. Once Wanda breaks free and takes him and Wong out, America flies in with a huge flurry of strikes. This nearly sends Wanda falling into another universe to her death. But Wanda gains control once again. So America instead opens a portal back to Earth 838, where she's forced to confront her variant self and her sons. After recognizing the fear in her children's eyes, Wanda finally accepts defeat, being comforted by her variant self. Wanda then allows America and Wong to leave and promises no one will ever be tempted by the Darkhold again before destroying it in every universe, along with her tomb, which she's presumably crushed underneath. Strange then returns to his body and informs Christine that it's over before confessing that he loves her in every universe. But he's always let his fear get in the way of that. So she tells him to face his fears just as America arrives to send them back to their respective universes. Sometime later, we see Wong and Strange looking over a training session that America is taking part in at Kamartaj. Strange looks to exit back to his sanctum in New York. But America stops him and tells him she's glad she fell into his universe. He says he is too. He then finally fixes his broken watch and goes back to life as it was, although he does appear to be happy. But one day, he suddenly falls over in extreme pain and shouts, as the third eye appears on his forehead. In a mid-credits scene, a recovered Strange is approached by a woman named Clea. She claims he caused an incursion and that now he's going to help fix it. They open a portal to what appears to be the dark dimension, which they then jump into. In the post-credits scene, we're brought back to Pizza Papa as Strange's spell finally wears off. Thank you for watching. For more videos please like, share and subscribe.